What's going on, guys? It's GZ. Welcome to my channel. So what you are about to see here is the buff, debuff, support, damage builds for Gauntlet from Necromancer. Let me show you guys the damage output, then we will talk about it. So there we go. That is the damage right now. We're going to go for 1 minute straight and I'll show you guys the damage output. Keep in mind this is support, debuff and buff skills for party. We are not buffing ourselves with all the ancestors here. Otherwise I could reach up to 300 million or more. But still, look at the damage. It's going so good. I think we might hit 200 plus million here. Let's see if we can. Yeah, definitely we're going 200 plus there. $220 million, there we go. So this is support, buff, debuff builds of Necromancer. Also, I will show you guys the gameplay of final boss on Gauntlet 2 at the end of the video. But let's talk about the builds itself before we get to that point. The Paragon setup I'm using is Careful Aim, Unseen Dynamism, Gifted, Uncanny, Sharp Eye with Benefactor, Legendary Skill which grants Shield. So this is good for your party as well. And as you can see, I'm getting crit chance, some more damage stacks there. So this is really good for Necromancer. Then going into the warband buff, here I am using attacker for 3.5% increased damage and getting couple of other buffs from the remnant bonuses too, which is critical chance. So this is really nice. For the charm itself, I have nothing here as you can see. So if you are a dedicated Necromancer, then you will be able to do far better than I am, because I'm just too lazy to work for the charm. I'm a demon hunter mostly, so I prefer to just keep my charm there. Then for the legendary gems setup, I'm using gems that are mostly giving me buffs, damage boost. As you can see, there is only one gem that I have, that is Viper Bite, which is dot gem, and I will explain why I am using this, because it has another purpose here for me other than triggering the dot. First, you can see I'm using Void Spark. Its lightning strike is good, but the second buff is even better. That gives you attack speed, and I get 8% attack speed from this one, which also help my gloom cast, because having more attack speed mean I can fire more gloom cast blade. Bloodsoaked Jade is no brainer there, so we can have more damage output, and this is really good. Then Bottle Hope is nice too, to increase further our damage output for 17%. This is really good. Mother Lament is a nitro booster, you can say, to increase all damage with the crit chance hit, and combining that with Rolling Consequence, my crit chance pretty much goes up to 100%. Then finally, Fervent Fang. Here you can see this specific gem can give me up to 30% increased damage against a boss or elite, and it stack with 10 hits, which is quite easy. So this is my setup here. And talking about the Reforge buffs from the family buffs, of course, attack speed is what I'm using. Duration of beneficial effects, crit hit damage, all skill damage increase, primary damage. Although I have a Hydra equipped, but this is not my goal, or was not my goal here. My goal was to get primary damage, skill damage, crit damage. These three are really strong Reforge buffs and gives you consistent damage output. And I have compared other skills too in past, and what I prefer is that having a consistency is better than having a chance that you could trigger. So in all scenarios you have the same damage output, and then duration of beneficial effects help all your buff skills and buff legendary gem to last longer. And going into the my setup, I'm using 4 pieces of Banquet of Ice, and Viper Bite actually work and trigger my Banquet of Ice instantly. So this goes really well with Banquet of Ice. You can use 4-piece Shepherd there as well if you don't have the Viper Bite, or if you are a dedicated Necromancer player. Then 4-piece of Vitus Urge is what I'm using. The beneficial duration from my Reforge and here are stacking together, giving me a lot of beneficial duration, which helps my Void Spark, Gloomcast, Bottle Hope, Rolling Consequence to last more than 10 or 11 seconds. So this is really good. Also, I get 30% attack speed from it. Void Spark add the attack speed too, and also my Reforge gives me more attack speed, and as you can see my attack speed is already at 25.5% just from the get-go. So 30% from the Vitus Urge, 8% from the Void Spark. That is a lot of attack speed there, and also in this build I get some more attack speed. But let's get into the skills I'm using. Soulfire, Command Golem, Bone Armor, Command Skeleton, and Grim Sid. Let's begin with the Soulfire. So for the Soulfire, I am only using one essence here, and it is a Awaken slot obviously, and it explode and deal more damage on the Soulfire itself. Then moving on to the Golem, I'm using two essences for it. One is Corrosive Slab that makes any target invulnerable and deal 15% more damage, and this is considered a debuff. So I debuff any monster or the raid boss with this, combining with the Pleasant Venom, which is a poison corrosive golem, which further debuff your target. So this is really good. Then Grim Sid, here I'm using two essences for Grim Sid. This is the first one which you need for your primary to empower Grim Sid with. This is really good and lasts long for pretty much 100% uptime if you have a lot of beneficial duration. I'm combining that with this helm, which is a debuff. Grim Sid also slides through enemy armor, increasing their damage taken by 11.4% up to 34.2%. So as you can see, I have a lot of debuffs there which I'm using, which increase damage for your party, and also who are not in the party as a second team, they are also going to take benefit from this. Debuffs applies for all, not just for your party. This is something which was confirmed by the developer itself. Then moving forward to the Bone Armor, my final essence here, I'm using Parting Gift to shield my team obviously, and then giving them the crit chance. With that, it helps them deal more damage and also giving them more primary attack speed, and also myself getting it. So this is my setup, and now let me show you what it looks like in the Gauntlet. I'm only going to show you guys the final boss of Gauntlet 2 to keep the video short, but you guys will have the idea. Here I was trying to buff everyone around me, especially Risha, who is the damage dealer here. And you would see that her damage is going to be insanely high. Also, I'm making sure that everyone around me have a lot of good DPS from me, getting the buffs for primary and crit chance. I myself is not useless either. As you can see, my damage output is still good enough to deal some good amount of damage there, and here I took the all damage from those laser beam. But yeah, that grim stick radius from the essence is really good. The best part about it that you can send them in a quite good range and they will trigger, and there is no cooldown for me there, as you can see, or neither on the bone armor as well, which is really good. And here the boss has already lost half of its HP. So if you would use this mechanic, or not the mechanic, I mean the builds, your party is definitely going to thank you and you will still feel really strong with this setup. Remember, the best legendary setup is the damage boost setup, and it gives you a lot of damage. This is why I am always going for the damage boosters or something that would benefit me with my damage, because those gems will last forever even when the new one comes out. Anyways, this is it for the video and I'll see you guys in my next one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any question, do let me know in the comment section and I'll see you guys in my next one. Until then, take care, have fun, and bye guys.